Hello, happy Wednesday. I am hoping you guys are having a great day. I am freezing. I don't know why, but I'm very cold today. And I've actually had my eating window. Normally, if I'm really, really cold, I feel like it's because of fasting. So, not anymore. Today was an abnormal fasting day for me. I made sure I got my fast in. I ate earlier yesterday, but I broke my fast with breakfast this morning, and it wasn't an up day. Almost always, if I go out to breakfast, it's an up day. And today was just my OMAD was in the morning. So I kind of shifted my window early and earlier throughout the week. And I got to go to breakfast with one of my best friends. I got to eat a really good meal. And now I'm going to fast from breakfast today all the way until dinner tomorrow. So I'm excited. It'll work really well. We have a volleyball game tonight and it's out of town. So that's usually like 3 hours of my evening taken between driving, volleyball game, driving home. So that makes it easy to just fast all night long. We're making quick quesadillas for dinner. Someone asked yesterday for tips on like things that I cook when I am fasting. I usually go for one, my kids, the more effort I put into a meal, the less it seems like they like it. So something like quesadillas where everyone can put whatever they want on or in it and they can pick their own dips and they can have their own sides with easy fruit and vegetable. It's like my kids like those kind of meals and it's going to make a quick dinner. So today I'm getting that's what I'm making that for dinner and I'm doing fasting all night. So I'm going to get into questions, but I hope you guys have a great day. Oh, I was going to tell you one more thing. This weekend, if you're watching Patricia, hi, I met Patricia. I met her at a dog park and I didn't even understand like at all YouTube. That's the first time, well, the second time someone has recognized me from a YouTube video. So it didn't even register with me. I probably looked like an idiot at first. And then today I went to the bank to set up a new account and one of the tellers told another teller that they recognized me. Or probably not a teller, like just an employee. And I'm like, oh my gosh, twice in a week, someone's recognized me. So that is the fun bit of my day and going out to breakfast, but we're going to go on. So hi, Aviella, I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. And hi to Karen. This Life Women of Faith, hello to you. Hey, Mom. Mom's my moderator on YouTube. And then she pointed out, I thought this was interesting. So I just want to clarify something. If you're watching on Facebook and you don't see comments, but you see me pop them up, it's because they're coming from YouTube. And she's on YouTube, you guys won't see the comments that Facebook posts, but I can bring them onto screen. So if you're wondering where I'm getting comments, it's probably from the social media platform that you're not on. This is streaming to both of them at the same time. And I can check that my microphone's working. Hi, Karen. Out on a walk, fasting. Happy hump day to you too. I wish I was on a walk right now. That would be fun. I've actually thought of doing these while I'm walking on my walk pad. I just don't think that I could keep up with the breath work because I breathe through my mouth, which is like a horrible habit. It's just the way I am. And walking, and then if I have breathing and I'm talking, it's like I think that's probably why my voice gets so dry when I'm doing these is I breathe through my mouth. So it's like double the work. But hi, Karen. I hope you have a wonderful walk. Let's see here. Hi, Smiling. Let's see. She says, can you please talk about not having to fit everything into 24 hours? Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, are you meaning like if you fast 18 hours, you have to have a 3-hour eating window and it not equaling 24 hours? That's how I'm taking this. There, and I kind of think I thought the same thing. When I first started fasting, you think of a day as 24 hours and you think this has to equal that. Um, your fasting hours and your eating hours does not have to equal 24 hours every day. And the reason is your fast or your eating window is going to carry over from one day to the other. So let's take, for instance, today. I am fasting until breakfast. I broke my fast at I think 9:41 or something very similar to that. And then I have my eating window and then I'm going to fast again after it. Well, the fast before and the fast after, if you subtract those from 24 hours, you're going to be left with my eating window. However, when you're thinking from one fast to the other, if I think of, okay, I need to get 18 hours in before my fast this morning, that's not going to come from the 24 hours that's in today, Wednesday. That's going to come from a combination of 2 days. It's going to come from yesterday's Tuesday into today's Wednesday. And so when you're going from day to day, which we do every day when we're sleeping, that's a big part of many people's fast, well, pretty much everyone's fast, I would think, you're going to not have an exact 24-hour because you're carrying over, and then you're going to have an eating window. If I only eat an hour today, my fast beforehand doesn't have to be 23 hours. It's going to be, the hour is going to stop too fast. So in the end, yes, I fasted. There's a couple ways to look at it. If you think of today as Wednesday and I eat for an hour, yes, I'm going to fast 23 hours in the rest of the day. And technically, I guess it adds up for just that day, but it's because it's going to be broken into 2 different fasts. So my fast between today's OMAD and tomorrow's is going to be much longer than 24 hours. The one between yesterday's and today's was 22 hours. You don't have to do some sort of math where today's eating window and fast equals 24, because you're going to naturally shift your windows, and what you do is going to be broken up between multiple days, and you're going to drive yourself crazy with math if you think that, okay, I fasted 22 hours, now I have to eat for 2 hours. There's nothing telling you that. If you fast for 22 hours and you break your fast and you eat for 2 hours or 5 hours, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's going to matter in terms of your success and what works for you, obviously, but it doesn't matter as far as 24 hours, because there's just literally no rule. And I know we think of a day as 24 hours, so it seems like it should matter. But what really matters is that you get a fast, you have an eating window, and then you fast again. And I don't, I have a whole video on it, but you can have a 22-hour fast, or have an eating window that is 4 hours and then fast again. Does it matter that the 22 plus the 4 hours equals 26 hours? No. And the reason it doesn't matter is because we go day to day to day, which obviously is many 24 hours in a row. That was a lot of rambling, and I probably didn't even make sense. So I'm sorry, but I do have a whole video on it. Bottom line, don't worry about 24 hours. Just worry about getting your fast in, enjoying an eating window, and then fasting again and making sure you get your fast in. That's how I focus. I focus on the fast, not the eating window length. So don't feel like you have to have it be a certain length, that it can't be too small or too big. The 24 hours really doesn't matter. Hi, Harold. And if anyone's still watching after all that blabber, I'm sorry. I feel like I just rambled. Harold, it's rainy there. I went to Washington. Maybe I've said this before, on a business trip right next to Mount Rainier. It was at Fort Lewis, and it was literally the most beautiful weather. Mount Rainier was crystal clear. And one of my coworkers there, I was traveling for work. Obviously, I don't live in Washington. And he said, "Shh, don't tell anyone it's beautiful. They're supposed to think it's rainy here all the time, so they don't come live here." And I just remember getting a chuckle out of it, because I do think of that area, Fort Lewis, as being very rainy, Washington being kind of rainy. But it was just the most gorgeous non-rainy week that I was there. So when I hear rainy or Washington, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I believe it. But I hope you needed the rain and you're enjoying the weather. Let's see. Aisha says, I just found you on Shorts. I do ADF. I'm gearing up for a 60-hour fast on the 1st and 2nd of October. Woohoo! Yay. Go, Aisha. I almost said Alicia. Sorry. That's amazing. I love doing longer fasts. I just did a 72-hour fast myself, and I'll be cheering for you for yours. And that's awesome that you do ADF. I'll have to check you out. Let's see here. Katie says, hi, Jackie. I was doing really well fasting, and about a month ago, we got a lot of tornado damage. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I was quickly reminded I'm a stress eater. Any advice for getting back on track? Well, one thing, I totally empathize. I am a stress eater myself. And though I've never been through tornado, when I'm stressed, I still find myself stress eating. I'm just grateful it's in a smaller eating window. And I think part of me not doing it outside the eating windows is I don't fret too much about it in my eating window, because one, I focus on, I'm grateful I'm not doing this all day long anymore. And two, the habit of not doing it all day long allows me to like develop other habits. Like maybe I will listen to a podcast, or audiobooks have become like a good stress relief for me. Put it in, kind of zone everything out. So if you're trying to get back into fasting, maybe try to develop other habits. When you find yourself reaching for food, be like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make a fresh cup of coffee or something that's fasting related, like something that helps you get through the fast. I'm going to open a new sparkling water, or I'm going to go on a walk while listening to an audiobook, something that's going to distract you, that's kind of going to fill that void or give comfort that the food would have done. And then don't beat yourself up if within your eating window you do have more of a comfort type eating. I'm not saying that it's the healthiest habit. It's something that I still would love to be better at myself. But I do recognize that doing it in a shorter window is better than doing it all day long. I am definitely someone that finds comfort in food. And when I'm stressed, I want comfort. So I do totally understand that. I know I've said it a million times. The thing where I've seen it the most is when my daughter is actively in recovery from a surgery, and I've always gained weight after her surgeries. She is 11 and she's had 11 of them. And I would gain weight every time, except for when I was a faster. I haven't, because my stress eating was just condensed, and I have found other ways, like I said, audiobooks or going on a walk or making myself a fresh cup of coffee or getting a fresh iced tea. Sometimes it's even getting out of the house to just go get the coffee at Panera and come home. Getting a break from whatever is stressing me out can sometimes even be more therapeutic than the drink itself. So try to find habits that are something you can do fasting or not, and that's going to help you even within your eating window. And then if you are comfort eating in your eating window, don't beat yourself up about it. Just kind of like remind yourself, at least it's better than all day. Those are my tips from a very real world perspective, but not a dietitian nutritionist. And I know you know that, but I just have to say it. But I hope your tornado damage recovery goes well. Fazila, you have a beautiful name. I love Z's. I'm not even going to try to say that again because I look foolish enough, but hi. Hey, ma'am. Hello to you. Let's see. Karen says, my husband is a mouth breather and we've been discussing trying the mouth tape method. I literally don't know what that is, but the thought of it makes my stomach hurt. If I think, and the funny thing is, I just took my daughter, Elsie, to the ENT yesterday, and they pointed out that they noticed that she breathes through her mouth sometimes. And I said, she gets, well, I don't know if it's genetic, but my entire life, like there is no sometimes, I do it. I cannot think of breathing through my nose without feeling sick to my stomach. It is something that it feels claustrophobic to think of making myself not breathe through my mouth. When I got my tonsils out, they told me it might improve, and I think it's improved a little bit, but not a ton. But the thought of mouth tape sounds very gross as far as like claustrophobia. So your husband is braver than I am. But I would love to not breathe through my mouth, but it's very natural, and I don't even think of it until it's pointed out. Let's see. Hi, Dawn. Dawn's late. Better late than never. Welcome. Let's see. Made it to most of the live. Greetings from Florida. Hello. I bet it's nice and sunny, and here it's overcast, and we've gotten a lot of rain and cold. Actually, I don't know how cold. I think it's going to be like 71, but I'm very cold right now. Little Miss Liberty says, hi from Arizona. I did a 42-hour fast over the weekend and loved it. It's been my longest fast yet. How often do you do ADF while you were losing weight? When I was actively losing weight, I made sure every single week I had one down day and one up day at least. Sometimes it was two, only if there were like events that I wanted an up day for. But I made sure, and I think it was super important, down day, up day every week. And actually, I'm doing something kind of different for October. I'll share that after I'm done with it. But once it comes to November, I plan to do a down day, up day every single week again. I just like them, and I like having an up day. I like having a down day, and it's going to get really busy November, December, the holidays. Down days are perfect for busy days for me, and I just think having one once a week is going to be helpful. I think I mentioned it Sunday maybe, but with the 4 medications I've been on, I just feel like, well, the 72-hour fast helped definitely, but I felt a little fluffier. The weight confirmed it that when I weighed in before the fast, the side effects of some of the medication I was on said weight gain, and I just was a few pounds up from where I've been for like years. So, like above my higher end. So I'm like, we'll just buckle it in a little bit, make sure I do the down day update. And they've been very helpful when I was losing weight, even part of my maintenance. And then I haven't been doing them as much lately, especially with doing testing things. But I'm going to do them again after October because I'm doing something weird in October. November on, I'm going to make sure they're back to once a week because I do really like them and I think they're very effective. Oh, okay. Mom says mouth tape is dangerous to use. That's interesting that you saw that yesterday. Isn't it kind of funny? Like, I've never heard of mouth tape. And then my mom and a friend both are talking about it. And it's like things, once you notice it, you are more in tune to seeing it, I guess. So I'm guessing I'll see more about mouth tape. I don't know what it is, but it sounds very claustrophobic to me. You're welcome, Aisha. Hi, Renee. Thank you very much. Welcome to the live, Ginger. I wish I saw, in case you're on Facebook, this right here, these are the members. I know Harold had one too. When you put in my specialty emojis, this is what pops up on StreamYard. Unfortunately, it's not showing on StreamYard the way it's supposed to. Karen and my mom are chatting about the mouth tape more. I love seeing you guys chat together. Let's see. Kaza says, hi, I'm new. I would love to fast, but I can't go past 12 hours. So here is 100% what my advice to you would be. First of all, don't beat yourself up. 12 hours is a great start. Work on getting to 12 hours. And once 12 hours feels extremely doable, then push yourself to 12 and a half hours or 13 hours, whatever increment that you are agreeable to or that you're willing to kind of push yourself. Do it for half an hour for a week. And then once 12 and a half hours feels pretty easy, move to 13 and then 13 and a half hours and move to whatever is your end objective. And you might think it's going to be 20 hours, but you find a lot of comfort and success at 18 hours. It may not be what you plan for it to be, but there is no rush. Like if you're really struggling to get to 12 hours, you do not have to if you want to get to 18, but you're struggling to get to 12, there is nothing out there saying it has to be now or never. Give yourself the time to adjust. Let it be a peaceful adjustment. And then make sure when you're fasting, if you're doing anything like cream in your coffee or flavors like a diet Dr. Pepper, that is like a diet pop that I like, don't do those while you're fasting. I think it makes a big difference in ease of getting through a fast when you don't have flavors that are going to make your body think you're about to eat. Some people disagree, but I really like to do the clean fast, and I find that I don't really get that hungry in a normal fast when I don't have that kind of stuff. If I have a diet pop, I find myself much hungrier while I'm fasting. So I would make sure you are trying as best as you can to do coffee, water, tea only, no flavors, and then continue to build the fasting muscle and you'll get there. And good luck. And starting, like, if you start and you're having a hard day one, just remind yourself, okay, if I get through day one, tomorrow won't be a day one. I'm going to be a little more used to it. And then you'll have a day two. And if you get through day two, you're going to get to day three and you'll never have to do day one and day two again. That was something that I kept telling myself, like, hey, if I do this, I'm not going to have to redo it again. Sorry, I don't have focus mode on, and a friend just texted me. But I'm cheering for you, Kaza. Yay, Ginger finally made the live, and she has all of the emojis out there. Hi, Matthew. Happy Wednesday to you, too. Hi, Lana. I appreciate you joining, and I'm glad you love the channel. It's all right, Infertility Mom. You can be late. I'm glad you're here. I probably saw your comment 20 minutes late anyways. Ginger said she didn't do the 72-hour fast, but you did 42. That is amazing. And I think like 42 hours is still an amazing fast, and I'm super proud of you. And you tried. So that is all that counts. Like you did something, you went for it. And I think it's amazing that you honored what you needed to do and you didn't push yourself to suffer for 72 hours. Ginger likes to do a 36-hour fast once a week. I used to do my down days with the 500 calories, but now I actually really find that it's easier because you don't have to take time to measure, count. I like to have the 500 calorie meals. I still enjoy them, but I like not doing the work of it. Okay. My mom's just talking more about the mouth tape. I know nothing about it, but I like seeing you guys chat together. King Kong started a 7-day fast on Monday. Yay. I hope you're feeling well. I'd love to know how you're feeling now. So, yeah, Wednesday, a few days in. I've never done one that long. I've considered it, and I think I'll probably do it at some point, maybe, because the thing that shocks me is the more I fast, the better I feel fasting longer. And I do have the mental like hunger of I miss eating and that sounds fun. I look forward to it, all of those mental games, but I physically feel so good that I'm curious. When I did my 100-hour fast, I remember thinking, wow, it really wouldn't be that hard to keep going because I just was so used to it. And my body was like, yep, we're going to just go to the Thai restaurant. We know where to get the fuel. And it didn't seem hard, but I already had my food plan and it was just going to be a 100-hour fast. So it was like, I might as well break it, but I'm curious how you're doing. That just seems also like a long time to miss food. But yes, let me know in the comments. Oh, I see there's another comment down here. We'll get to it, I guess. Lana says, hey, Jackie, love your channel. I've lost 10 pounds since January, missed 72 hours last time, but currently doing 2 days will end up being 64. Yay. Hubs doesn't like it when I do EF. I'm a lot older, so slow go. I'm guessing you mean intermittent or IF. That probably makes it hard with husband not being on board. My husband is not a faster technically, although he does fast a lot, just skipping meals. But he was very supportive. So having someone in your corner that doesn't, at the very least, doesn't mind what you're doing, I hope that you find balance between support and doing what you want and finding something that works for you. And 64 hours, that is amazing. I'm cheering for you. So how much farther do you have in your 64 hours? Mom and Kieran talking. I'm going to skip those. King Kong said, I started 7-day fast this Monday. Today is Wednesday. Even though I'm not hungry, I feel like I'm slowly turning into a zombie. Well, I hope it gets better because I feel like I just became Energizer Bunny. Let's see. You've gotten past the hump of like a normally eating, probably. But yeah, keep us up to date or comment on another video. I would be interested to see how it goes. And I hope you get past zombie feeling. That would not be great to feel that way for the next 5 days. And be safe. If you feel like you need to, break your fast. Karina says, do you actively practice TRE? Is that time restricted eating? I've started implementing this. I've stopped snacking and wait at least 4 hours until my next meal or having a snack. My eating window is usually 5 to 6 hours. So I don't know much. Like in my mind, time restricted eating seems very similar like to intermittent fasting, but I'm guessing if you're saying your eating window is 5 to 6 hours, you snack, then you wait the 4 hours and then you have a meal and that's all within the 5 to 6 hours. I haven't done any of that. There are times like breaking my 72-hour fast where I ate the steak and then I purposely waited 2 more hours before I had anything else just to like slowly wake up my digestion. But other than that, I could benefit from that if I had longer eating windows because one of my problems is when I open my eating window, if it's longer, I don't usually have a 4-hour break in there of eating. But that's interesting to think of like time restrictions within your eating window. Does that feel super restrictive? I'm curious. I'd be interested to learn more about that. I'll have to look into it. You're welcome, Kaza. Taylor said, just started intermittent fasting and your channel is what inspired me. Yay. I love being a small part of your journey. So thank you for being here. And I hope we stay connected. I always remember you saying that you'll never have another day one. So powerful to keep going. Yay. And Kieran is like an amazing coach if you need a coach. A great cheerleader. Let's see. Thai restaurant. Well, you know what I'm saying. That is where my body goes to get fuel and where it packs it on. Let's see. Oh, okay. Extended fast. Sorry. I understand what you're saying. So is he supportive of fasting? Just he doesn't like the longer ones? Because those can seem kind of scary until people see. I know my husband was like thinking I was crazy when I first started considering them, but I keep doing them. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Hello. I completed a 72-hour challenge, but it wasn't easy. I probably would try it again to see if it gets easier. Yes, I do think that fasting extended hours gets easier the more you do it because you kind of know what to expect. Like I know the first day that I don't eat is going to be the hardest. I also know the second day of sleep is probably going to be my worst night of sleep, but then you come to expect it. And I always use the idea of construction. If you're driving 2 hours and you don't know that there's construction on the highway, it's going to be super annoying when you hit construction and you're delayed and you wait. However, if you drive the same path to the same destination with the same construction, but you know that there's construction on the way and you plan for it, you might wait the same amount of time. It might be the same kind of hurdle that you're going to get through, but it's less annoying when you know it's there because you expect it. And this is like a mindset shift for myself, even with parenting. Like, don't go to the library with 3 kids and expect them to be quiet and respectful and play perfectly the entire time. Expect that you're going to have to parent through some challenges. Expect that there's going to be mishaps, or expect that one kid might be louder than you want them to at the library. Like, expecting not perfection is going to just make it so much easier to deal with whatever comes your way. And I know that's like very different than just a 72-hour fast, but like knowing that it's going to be hard at certain points just makes it easier to deal with the hard parts because you know that they're coming, and then you're going to be more equipped. And every time that it comes, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember this. I get sore legs. So if I take electrolytes, it's going to help that. I know that I'm not going to get much sleep like I used to because it's going to be hard to fall asleep. I'm going to stay up late and get XYZ done and then go to bed later. Like, these are just things that you learn through doing them. You're going to have your own different experiences, but then it makes the 72 hours pass better when you know how to adjust, what's going to work well for you. So I would imagine if you join the early December one that we're going to do, I don't remember what the date was, but I think collectively we agreed to do it again. Early December, whatever that first December Sunday through Wednesday is. I think it would be easier. So I'm proud of you for doing it though. Yay. King Kong, you need to consume fast-friendly electrolytes. I do agree with that. If you haven't taken electrolytes, I 100%, you guys know I love them. I wish I had one to show right now, but I drink Element. They sponsor a lot of my videos, and I have them on a daily basis almost. I think it makes a huge difference. 21 hours left. Woohoo! So you're at 64. You're at 45 hours right now. That's amazing. Yay. Almost 2 days. I'm going to guess that's why you feel like zombies. You don't have electrolytes. Good guess. I would think that that's the same thing. Let's see here. Trin TM says, good morning. Fasting today, 36 hours. Made sure it was a busy day, but definitely getting easier since I began. Yes, busy days are the best because it's like one less thing to think about eating. Hi, Jackie. I love the fact that fasting as a lifestyle allows you to eat real food, and I've learned to alternate between different fasts. I feel good after the longer fast, 48, 72 hours. Isn't it amazing that you can fast that long and feel good? I honestly, it just still blows me away every time. It makes me feel like super like, yeah. But I love the same thing. I went to breakfast today and I had a chorizo omelet, rye toast. My friend and I split like a sweet pancake, like a treat afterwards. I had my coffee. I had red peppers in my omelet. So I had a really nice collection of food. And I went to breakfast with her. I enjoyed the friendship. I enjoyed the food. I didn't fret about it. And it was delightful. And I love that it's like I'm still fasting, doing good for myself with that. I'm enjoying my eating window, and it removes so much of the like diet burden and guilt. It's a wonderful lifestyle. And I'm glad you're here with me for that. Karina says, my window is 4 to 6. Correct. My window is 5 to 6 hours and wait 4 hours in between meals. I only mention this because it might be helpful to anyone who wants more structure or overeats in their window. I think that is really interesting. I haven't really thought of it that way. And I would wonder, or I still wonder, do you feel restricted at all with that? Or does the freedom with the first and then the second part make you feel still free? Because I could see that. Like, I don't feel restricted because I have the freedom of like choice, but even the time, I could see it still feeling pretty free. I'm gonna have to consider that maybe. Even on my up days, that might help me not snack all the day. So thanks for sharing that, Karina. And I still think you have the most beautiful name, by the way, Karina. Katie likes that idea. Lana says, yes, he's on board. He lost his in about 2 weeks. Men. Sorry for men on here. I do still love you guys as being part of the community, but sometimes it's a little frustrating that guys can just drop weight like no other. My husband will step on this scale and be like, oh, I haven't weighed this much in 10 years. All I did was nothing almost. And I know it's not the same for all guys, but sometimes. Guys' cholesterol's another lab's perfect. He only had about 15 to lose. Well, I'm glad he had that. So he's on board with fasting. Just the extended fast can seem a little scary. I got it now. Yes, December 3rd through 6th. Thanks, Karen, for keeping me accurate there. And you're walking, so you probably just pulled that out of your brain. But yes, I am very excited. Another community fast, and it'll be fun. I actually loved it so much doing the community fast. It was very exciting to me knowing other people were doing it. Let's see. Green Planet said, what are your thoughts about medication during fasting? Okay, so first of all, not a medical provider, nutritionist, dietitian, none of that stuff. This is just my experience. So first and foremost, this is where my experience is coming from. I've had my tubes out. I've had my tonsils out. I've had LASIK surgery. I've had this past summer 3 infections in a row. And I took a medicine to stop my period while we were at Disney. So all of those in a row, I've taken medication while fasting. And this is just my strict point of view. First of all, I asked my physician, whoever prescribed the stuff to me, if I could take it while fasting. Every single time, their answer has been, it's safe to, because it was based on that one prescription. So it's very important to talk to your provider. All of my medicines are safe to take while I'm fasting. The issue could be nausea, upset stomach. If you take on an empty stomach, some people feel sick. I didn't deal with that. Now, I asked my provider, got their blessing, and I always take medicine while fasted. I do not worry if it breaks my fast. Bottom line, my reasoning is if it doesn't bother me, I'm not going to eat all day long, and it's just easier for me to not consider it. So I just do my normal fasting and I take my medicine as prescribed. And even if it says to take with food, I do ask my doctor. I would 100% talk to your doctor about it. And then 2, if you want to take medicine while fasting, I don't consider if it breaks my fast. Like, trying to think, one of them said it was mixed with a sugar. And I'm sure that broke my fast a little bit, but it's not enough to where it's not the same as me eating breakfast and taking it and having an all day eating window. So I just ignore it. Same with toothpaste. Even if toothpaste breaks my fast technically because of the cinnamon flavor, it's not a habit I'm willing to give up. So I still do it while I'm fasting and I just move on. I don't even give it thought after asking my doctor. So that's my point of view from someone that has no medical anything. Hello, fellow Michigander. Yes, thank you for sharing the dates. Anyone find the way they way overeat the week before their cycle? My personal experience with this is I can tell my period's about to come when I am ready to break my fast and I'm like waiting for 18 hours. I almost always, right before my period starts, break my fast at 18 hours. And then I'm much more likely to want sugar while I'm fasting. I'm not a big chocolate person, but chocolate finds its way into my diet much more likely while I'm on my period. And it's definitely right before my period starts or right there. I do find a difference, and it's very like clockwork. So I do find it harder, but I also don't really fight it. That's just my very honest answer, because I can't really change the period thing without being pregnant, and I don't want to do that either. So I just go with it. I ride the wave of hunger. Hi. Karina says yes, has the freedom of choice during my mealtime and enjoy the extra structure. And thank you. Super helpful on my updates. Well, I love that you share that. And I can really see that having the freedom of choice still gives you that freedom where you're not restricted, that would be helpful. I honestly could really see that being helpful. And I like that idea. So thanks for sharing. Yes, community fast December 3rd through 6th, another 72 hours Sunday to Wednesday before the holidays, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to be posting about it, and I will make a Facebook group. I just haven't yet, but we will. We will make them where people can chat, share, and just a little more private. It will be a closed group that you have to like request. I'm not going to do a lot of admin support for time, but I also see that it's past 2, and I'm gonna have to get going here shortly for my son, or not my sons, to go pick up all my kids. So after Jody's comment, I'm leaving. MJ says vitamins are the same. Yes, I need to take vitamins. I need to take time and effort to find appropriate vitamins. I don't take vitamins. I should. But I would do the same thing. I would try to have them in my eating window, but if you need to spread them out, yes, it's just not something to stop fasting lifestyle to accommodate, if that makes sense. Honey, so you do OMAD 5 days each week and one up day and one down day every week. That is, if I were to pick my schedule, yes, that would be it. During the summer, have I done a down day and up day every single week? No, just because my schedule has been kind of hectic and crazy, but that is like my ideal schedule. One down day, one up day, 5 days of OMAD. And when I was losing weight, it was very strict that way. Yes. I made myself get the up day and up down day. Love seeing you guys talk to each other. Jody says, I'm not losing weight, but in love with fasting. So think I need to change things up and change my feasting times to see how that works for me. Love all your advice. So glad you're here. And I definitely think that is the thing to do. If you find that you love fasting and you love the lifestyle, don't give up on it. Try alternate day fasting. Try 22-2 or 24 or 24 3 days a week and 18-6 4 days a week. Mental math here, slow. But yes, there are so many ways, like me doing OMAD 5 days a week and a down day and an up day. The only way I came to that was testing, seeing that I really like having a down day and an up day. I like the variety. And then most days I enjoy having one larger meal. I came up with that not because it was in a book that gave me exactly to do it, but I tested. And I think, Jody, that is the perfect thing. Find what works for you. So I hope you share what you find once you do your testing and you find your perfect schedule for Jody. Share what works, because people are always looking for what other people do as inspiration. Okay, last comment, and then I'm going. MJ says, I use Dr. Berg potassium for my electrolytes. Oh man, it's a great way to get nutrients. Okay, I didn't even know Dr. Berg had stuff. Obviously, I use the Element, and okay, wait, there's 2 more. I will go. But I'll have to look into his stuff. Let's see. Ginger says, why do you use Element during your eating window when it's meant for fasting hours? Because of flavor. I know so many say it won't break fast, including Dr. Mindy. Okay, so I know a lot of people say it doesn't break your fast. And honestly, when I check like my continuous glucose monitor, I don't have like a glucose spike from it. But the flavors can make you feel like you're going to eat. So having like a sparkling water with Element is delicious, and it might make your body feel like it's going to eat, which makes it hungrier to fast. or makes you feel hungry, which makes it harder to fast. I do personally, every once in a while, I have a diet pop while I'm fasting. Like when I was at Disney, my fasting hours, I still had Coke Zero. It makes it harder to fast. For me personally, I find it is harder to get the longer fasts in because I feel hungrier from having the artificial flavors. And I do prefer the flavors of Element. So when I have it, and if I take it once a day, I don't think it really is necessary that it's during the fast. I'm still getting the replenishment of the electrolytes if I'm taking it once a day. And then I prefer to have it in my eating window so that I do the flavors and it's not harder to fast. And I do tend to like finish with like my drink and then I have it to keep going, if that makes sense. But yes, I do. I mean, I do have the raw unflavored while I'm fasting. It's just much less tasty than the fruity flavors. Once I started OMAD, it was easier. I would go over 24 hours without eating. It's normal, but I try to eat daily. Yeah, I like to eat daily, just the mental part, but I like having the longer fast too. Like today into tomorrow, I will have, let's say I stopped eating at 10:41, probably won't eat till about 5:30, 6 tomorrow. And I mean, I'll look forward to eating by the time I eat tomorrow, but I won't be like sitting here like, oh, get me food. The longer you fast, the more normal it is to be in a fasted state. Well, I have really enjoyed chatting with all you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll, again, short every day, new video Saturday, live on Sunday without the chatting, where I just go over my week. And this is a kind of a funky week because I had just weird times to accommodate. So that'll be kind of fun to share with you guys. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for joining.